Brilliance Audio presents Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid, performed by Julia Whelan, George Newbern, James Daniels, and Dara Rosenberg. Dear Mr. David Mayer, my name is Carrie Allsop. Please accept my apologies for contacting you out of the blue. I am writing to ask a quite humbling favor. I recently found some love letters in my husband's briefcase that I believe to be from your wife, Janet. I suspect my husband, Ken Allsop, met your wife while he was at a medical conference in Coronado 3 months ago. It seems as if they have been sleeping together since then. I have come to this conclusion because the letters from your wife to my husband include references to a relationship of a sexual nature. I am so sorry, David. I do not know your marriage, and I obviously do not know you at all. But if this brings you any heartbreak, I am sorry to be the bearer. I also want to apologize for telling you this if, in fact, you do not wish to know it. This feels like an impossible situation. I have made the best decision I know how. And now I come to the favor mentioned above. As my husband has letters from your wife, I assume she must have letters from him. As I try to decide what to do about my husband's betrayal, I find myself desperate to know why he would do this. So if you find any letters in your home from Dr. Kenneth Allsop of Encino, California, or his office at the Dermatology Center of Los Angeles, I would truly appreciate you forwarding me copies. Please do not worry that they will be intercepted. I am the only one who picks up the mail at home. I have not included your wife's letters here, as that seems callous. But if you do wish to see them, I will, of course, do you the same favor I am requesting of you. Lastly, I realize I have appeared out of thin air with nothing to offer but bad news, but it must be said that my heart goes out to you, David, even though I do not know you. Sincerely, Carrie Allsop.
Dear Carrie, please do not apologize. Your letter took me by surprise. I did not write back initially because I prayed you were mistaken. While I did look for your husband's letters, I found nothing. I checked my wife's nightstand in her car, as well as her jewelry box in the back of her dresser drawers. I even went looking through the Hanukkah decorations, not a single letter. I figured that there must be plenty of Janet Mayers in the San Diego area, and it had to have been one of them. It wasn't until a few days ago that I realized you had it right after all. I was in the family room with Janet and our 4 boys watching TV when the phone rang. Janet took the call, and I noticed she picked it up in the bedroom. I did not mean to spy, but that's exactly what I did. I heard her talking in a whisper to someone. I distinctly heard her say, "I'll see you soon, Ken." I ran back into the living room and tried to pretend I'd heard nothing. When she came around the corner, I said, "Who was that?" And Janet said it was Tricia Mason, the woman who lives 2 doors down. It was clear to me at that moment she was cheating. But I was surprised to find out that my gut told me to keep a straight face. I immediately hid from her what I knew. Why did I do that? Why didn't I confront her? I'm not quite sure. But I take some solace in knowing that you are doing the same thing. How do you hold it inside and not let it show on your face? When I got your letter, I worked so hard to convince myself you were crazy because finding out my wife was cheating on me was more than I thought I could bear. But I suppose I'm writing to you now because I am bearing it. You are not crazy, and you are not mistaken. And you are at this point perhaps the only person telling me the truth. I do not have any letters from your husband here. If I find any, I promise to send them on to you. But in the meantime, would you send me the letters from my wife? Like you, I need to know what is going on in my home. I'm sorry for what you are going through. You are correct when you say that we don't know each other, but right now it feels like you're the only one who understands. Yours truly, David Mayer.
Dearest Ken, when you asked me to write you as I was leaving last week, I thought you had lost your senses, as if we were planning some long-term clandestine affair. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy our time together. You know I did. I think that was clear. But I figured that it was best we chalk it up to what it was. But now I can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking about who I was in that room with you. Everything feels sexy to me now. Everything feels new. 4 kids and a messy house and 1,000 other things we women deal with had weighed me down. And now I feel lighter. All thanks to you. I guess this is just my way of saying thank you for our time together. I think I needed it. I know I should feel terrible about it all, and I suppose I do. But still, Ken, thank you. XO, Janet.